Hello, friends, and welcome to Bible Study Part 2 on Adventures in Pixie Land. We are in the NIV, and again, please don't get excitable. We are doing all of the New Testament in the NIV this year, all of the Old Testament in the Psalms of the NIV next year, and in 2026 we will start the KJV. I don't know if I'm going to try to do the whole thing in a year or if I still want to keep it for 2 years. I don't know. I haven't decided yet because 2026 is pretty far away. I just know I'm not getting through all of the NIV before the end of 2024. So we're going to do it at a different pace because, you know, it's got to flow with my life for me to do it at all. So we are in Hebrews chapter 7. And I do believe we're just doing all of chapter 7, yeah. No, we are doing verses 1 through 17, which is not all of chapter 7. We will pull the rest of that later. So, Melchizedek, the priest, was the subject matter in there yesterday, okay? Chapter 7, verse 1. This Melchizedek was king of Salem and priest of the God Most High. So he was like the very first, before there was an Aaron, religious leader for an area, as well as the king of Salem. He met Abraham after returning from the defeat of the kings and blessed him. And Abraham gave him a tenth of everything. First, his name means King of Righteousness, then also King of Salem. King of Salem means King of Peace. See, that's beautiful. Without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning of days or end of life. Like the Son of God, he remains a priest forever. So people just didn't know anything about this guy. He was just there, and he was always in charge. Just think how great he was. Even the patriarch Abraham gave him a tenth of the plunder. Now the law requires that the descendants of Levi, who become priests, to collect a tenth from the people, that is, their brothers, even though their brothers are descended from Abraham. This man, however, did not trace his descent from Levi. Yet he collected a tenth from Abraham and blessed him who had the promises. Right? So the idea that maybe not all religious leaders have to come from Levi, because there were religious leaders before there was Levi that even the patriarch recognized. And without doubt, the lesser person is blessed by the greater. Yeah, that's usually how it works. In the one case, the tenth is collected by men who die, but in another case, by him who is declared to be living. One might even say that Levi, who collects the tenth, paid the tenth through Abraham, because when Melchizedek, that's how I'm saying this properly, met Abraham, Levi was still in the body of his ancestors, because Abraham did not yet have Isaac, right? So everything was already there. So they're saying because they weren't yet created and everything was still in their parents' bodies, and they gave the tribute, therefore you've already given tribute. That's an interesting way to look at it. Jesus, like Melchizedek, in perfection, if perfection could have been attained through the Levitical priesthood, for on the basis of the law was given to the people, why was there still a need for another priest to come? One in the order of Melchizedek, not in the order of Aaron. Why is the Messiah from a tribe not of Levi? That's their question. For when there is a change of priesthood, there must also be a change of the law. So Since the Messiah is not from Levi, the tribe of Levi, the law needs to change to not exclude so many people. He of whom these things are said belonged to a different tribe, and no one from that tribe has ever served at the altar. So it's the tribe of Judah that they're talking about. For it is clear that our Lord descended from Judah, also true, and in regard to that tribe, Moses said nothing about priests. And what we have said is even more clear if another priest like Melchizedek appears, one who has become a priest, not on the basis of regulation as to his ancestry, but on the basis of the power of an indestructible life. No Levitical priest ever rose from the dead after he died. For it is declared, you are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek, which is it's from Psalm 110, 4. So, that's it. Because Jesus was from the tribe of Judah, which is what is predicted, that the Messiah, the one who comes, is from the tribe of Judah. He's going to be a descendant of David. They said that in the Old Testament. So it's not a surprise. But they're just going, oh yeah? If you still so believe that everything was to come and you want him to be, the prophet and all that stuff, it already says he's not from the thing. How come you don't let anybody in who isn't just from the tribe of Levi? And that's because, of course, obviously, Mosaic law is saying that. But there is a way. I mean, the Apostle Paul was in the Sanhedrin and stuff, and he was from the tribe of Benjamin. So the way in, though, is you got to take a Nazirite vow, and it has rules surrounding it. The rules that are surrounding it can be found in the story of Samson and Delilah, which is in the Old Testament of the Bible, which we will be starting with the very first word in the Bible at the very beginning of all the stories, very first book, right there in Genesis, on January 1st, 2025. So, hang with me, friends, because we're working our way through that New Testament, and we will be done soon. Before you know it, we'll be done. And we'll be ready to start a brand new year. So keep your heads about you. This book doesn't tell you not to question authority. This book, though, does say that, you need to make sure that you're responding from a place of compassion, grace, and respect, regardless of how they're acting. So until tomorrow, friends.